Hi everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Magic Duels. For today's episode, I'm going to be introducing my updated Eldritch Moon Madness Vampires deck. So those of you that joined me on stream on Wednesday would have seen me play testing this out, and I decided to do my deck tech on it this week. So I did do one of these for Shadows of Innistrad, but there are some nice new cards that I did want to include. So to start off with, we've got the Insolent Neonate, which is a 1 red mana 1/1 menace creature, where you can sacrifice it to discard a card, and it's basically a madness triggerer. So we can sacrifice him, discard a card, draw a card, and then also trigger a madness cost all at the same time. Next we have Stromkirk Condemned, one of the new vampires introduced with Eldritch Moon. So it's a double black mana 2/2 with a discard a vampire. Vampires you control gain +1/+1 until end of turn. You can only do that once, so you can't just keep spamming cards and pumping up your vampires, but it's quite nice to do it at least once per turn. Next we have the Heir of Falkenrath, so she's coming back from Shadows over Innistrad. So she's a 2/1, 1 black mana, 1 colourless, also one of any colour, 2/1, and you can then toss away a card, trigger madness, and flip it into Heir of the Night, where she is a 3/2 flyer. Next we have Olivia's Bloodsworn, so another 1 black mana 2 mana cost creature. So she's a 2/1 flyer. She can't block, but she can, however, give other vampires haste until end of turn by paying 1 red mana. Next we have Olivia's Dragoon, so this is again a 2 mana creature with 2/2. Discard a card, give it flying until end of turn, so it's similar to the Heir of Falkenrath / Child of the Night, Heir of the Night, in which you can keep giving them fly by activating the madness. This is a permanent madness triggerer, which is quite nice. But unfortunately the flying isn't completely permanent, but it is nice to have a kind of a constant madness triggerer on the board. Next we have Ravenous Bloodseeker, so a 2 mana 1/3 with discard a card. Ravenous Bloodseeker gets +2/-2 till end of turn, so you can turn it into a 3/1 and trigger madness all at the same time. Next we have the Furyblade Vampire, so another 2 mana madness triggerer. In this case it's a 1/2 creature. Beginning of combat, you can discard a card, you don't have to. If you do so, Furyblade Vampire gets +3/0 until end of turn, so it can swing for quite a bit of damage with the Furyblade Vampire and trigger madness all at the same time. Next we have Avacyn's Judgment, so a 2 mana sorcery which deals 2 damage divided among you choose. If you however trigger it through madness, you can deal X damage divided among how you choose among target creatures or players, which is quite nice. Next we have Bloodmad Vampire. I do like this card, only running 3 copies out of the 4. So 3 mana creature for 4/1, so pretty expensive on its own, but because it's got the madness cost, you can play it for 2 mana on an end step, which is pretty cool. Also, whenever this deals combat damage to a player, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it, so it's nice to surprise your opponents, play it on an end step, put it in potentially nothing, able to block it, you swing, put it straight up to a 5/2. We have Olivia Mobilized for War, so the 3 mana 1 red 1 black 3/3 flyer. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may discard a card, so it can be a potential madness trigger. If you do discard a card, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, and it gains haste until end of turn. It would become a vampire as well, except we're running all vampires for our creatures, so that doesn't really matter. Next is Stensia Masquerade, my favourite card in the deck. So it's a 3 mana enchantment, which gives attacking creatures you control first strike, and also when a vampire does combat damage to a player, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it, so it can potentially double up the counters on the Bloodmad Vampire. What I find really amazing about Stensia Masquerade, however, is because of its madness cost, you can essentially flash this in as a combat trick. So say for example you're swinging with your Heir of Falkenrath. You swing, you've got a creature which has 3 toughness. What you can do is swing, wait for that creature to block you, flip this into the Heir of the Night, so it's suddenly a 3/2. It's then got first strike from the Stensia Masquerade, and you get to kill that creature, so it's really cool with the madness cost on this. Like I said, you can use it as a combat trick. We have another combat trick here with the Abandoned Reason, so it was a 3 mana instant which gives 2 target creatures get +1/0 and first strike until end of turn, or you can flash it in for the madness cost of just 2 mana instead. All 4 copies of Fiery Temper. This is a great card, you always want to see this come up. So it deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and for madness you only have to pay 1 red mana to cast it. Bloodhall Priest is very nice, so one of the last of our madness cards here, so she's a 4 mana creature usually. Flashing her in for madness, only have to pay 3 mana, similar to the Olivia Mobilized for War's cost. Also, when the Bloodhall Priest enters the battlefield, if you have no cards in hand, you deal 2 damage to target creature or player, and also when you attack, and you have no cards in hand, you also get to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. So potentially, if you flash this in when she's your only card in hand, or you drop her, she'll deal 2 damage and then also swing, deal 2 damage again. It's pretty cool. And then finally we've got the Incorrigible Youths. So the what would be a 5 mana 4/3 with haste, but you can flash them in for 3 mana and swing for a lot of damage all in one go. In terms of the mana base, we've got 8 swamps, 10 mountains, 2 Smoldering Marshes and the Dragonskull Summit. Not running the other red-black tap lands just because I want to always pretty much have my lands come in tapped if I can do that. Because this is an aggressive deck, I want to be kind of running 2 or 3 mana by turn 3, and that's about all I need to play every single card in the deck. So that is the deck. Let's go play some games. Okay guys, here we are for game number 1. We're playing the rank 39 IPSC. As you can see, we're at rank 40 as well because I'm doing rather well at the moment. That's not a nice hand. This one, however, is pretty fantastic. Much better compared to the first one we had there. I mean, we had the Incorrigible Youths, but we had no Madness triggers to play it out early. So this one, at least we've got the Insolent Neonate to potentially drop it in on turn 3 if we want to. Can also go for a potential Bloodmad Vampire on my opponent's off step, so we can swing with this one next turn, and then the turn after that we can then play you in. So I need another Madness triggerer right now. So we'll play out... Ooh, we've got the Heir of Falkenrath. That's even better because we can then use you to deploy the Incorrigible Youths next turn instead. Bloodmad Vampire can wait. So I think we'll just play out the Heir of Falkenrath because that's going to allow us to play the Incorrigible Youths next turn and swing for 7 potential damage here, which is pretty nice. So my opponent has played out a Breakneck Rider. Okay. What do we want to do here then? Let's have a think about this. We can play out the Incorrigible Youths, but at this point I almost feel as though that's not worth it. Just because it's going to trade with the Breakneck Rider. Do we play out the Incorrigible Youths? I mean, I can flip the Heir of Falkenrath. You know, I doubt he's going to block this somehow, so I'm going to put you into play now. That's actually a really tricky card. I could have done with something a little less powerful than that, but that's pretty good. Maybe save you as a blocker. Haven't decided yet. I mean, I can swing with that. Let's just stay aggressive. It may decide to block the 4/3. This one can't be blocked anyway, so we'll take the 3 damage if we have to. He's going to block the Incorrigible Youths, so he will take 4 damage. I say that's not too bad. Like, I feel as though getting rid of that Breakneck Rider could be pretty important. It's not the kind of card that you want to have flipped over anyway, because obviously it then gives all attacking creatures you control +1/0 and trample. So he has a Hamweir Garrison, so whenever this one attacks, he gets to... what's the one I'm looking for? He gets to put the tokens in place. So what I probably want to do here is use the Avacyn's Judgment on that. So we can trigger the Madness from the Insolent Neonate. We do have another Madness trigger, which is good. So do I do this now, or do I do it... No, I'm going to do it now. So let's see what we get. So we're going to toss away Avacyn's Judgment. Play it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Should kill the Hamweir Garrison, because that's not the kind of card we want sticking around. Luckily we had the Avacyn's Judgment in hand. Ooh, we've got Stromkirk Condemned as well, so we've now got 2 permanent Madness triggers, which is awesome. Bloodhall Priest could be pretty useful for finishing off our opponent if we need them to. So it looks like our opponent has done nothing there. We've nullified their presence, which is good. 3 Madness triggers now, even better. So we'll just swing with the 3/2, and he's got Avacyn. Okay, that's not particularly good for us. I should have suspected something there, I suppose. That thing's got blooming... that's really, really tricksy. So I'm going to play out probably the Ravenous Bloodseeker as well. So at this point, I think we just need to like spam creatures. This one gets vigilance as well, which is really difficult to deal with. Yeah, that is really tough. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to deal with that one. I kind of want to splurge out my hand before playing the Bloodhall Priest, because that could be a potential win con if we struggle to deal with the Avacyn. And we could get him to block and then potentially play out something like... We do have our first striking madness trigger as well. I don't know why he doesn't attack. He's got vigilance. I can't... So what's he doing here then? Deals 3 damage to target opponent, 4 damage to target creature. He can completely swap out his hand. I don't know which one he's going to do. So I can't see how much mana he's got open. So he can do all 3 of these, I think. So he's going to deal with my Olivia's Dragoon. He did replace his entire hand, I think. Yeah, so he got rid of the handwear battlements and the collective effort. Wow, yeah, I've been completely screwed over by this Avacyn, I feel. I need an answer. I need one fast. Furyblade Vampire is a possibility. That's only 2 mana, so yeah, I probably want to play out the Stromkirk Condemned here and the Furyblade Vampire. Or maybe I want to flash in the Bloodmad Vampire. Now let's play out you. At this point, I think I almost feel as though I need just numbers in play. I can block the life-linking Lone Rider. That's a good thing. We're going to take another 4 damage from Avacyn. So we can't deal with you yet until we either get something like Stensia Masquerade or Olivia Mobilized for War. Olivia's Dragoon is okay. So you'll go up to a 4... Yeah, I would actually like to put the Bloodmad Vampire in play, please. And I'm going to swing with you. Because if he decides to block, I will obviously choose the Avacyn first. Yeah, I'm just going for numbers here now. I feel as though I can probably... So he's just going to block with that one. We'll take him down to 10 because he loses... he gains 1 and then loses 3. Okay, so we have the numbers here. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. I've just realised what I've done. Yeah, Avacyn's about to flip here and we're about to lose our entire board. So, yeah, I think we're just dead at this point. I forgot about Avacyn's special ability there. Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, that was really silly of me. I'd completely forgotten about that. Although that does now have... I should not have played out all of those cards there. So we're going to go down to 3. So unless we get something like... no, I don't think we can win from this position. We'd need a board, and unfortunately we do not have a board anymore. No, that's pretty terrible. So unfortunately that is a loss for game number 1. Okay guys, here we are for game number 2. We're playing the rank 39 2 squares. So what kind of hand have we got? This is okay actually. We've got the Insolent Neonate. Oh, I've just realised I've kept this and I've got no black mana available. That was a little bit silly of me. That was incredibly silly of me. I'm hoping I just top deck a black mana would be quite nice. One of my dual lands. Do the Bloodhall Priest again. So provided we find that black mana, we should be okay. Abandoned Reason could be useful. So our opponent has played out nothing on turn 1. Okay, that could be okay for us. Come on, black mana. Do have a second Insolent Neonate, which I'm probably going to play out. There we go. We could potentially abandon Reason, although so I really want that black mana. So I can get down the Olivia's Bloodsworn, the Bloodhall Priest. Stensia Masquerade could also be quite good here. We've got red and blue, so maybe we're playing the Tutelage deck. Especially with Jace down, that does indicate that we are playing tutelage. So we do kind of want that black mana because we need to start working fast here. There we go. It's exactly what I want to see because I can play out the Olivia's Bloodsworn. Give it haste. Can use the Abandoned Reason next turn, which is pretty cool. So we can swing with all three of these. He can't do anything about it. So we're going to take him down to 15. So what's really cool is that I could potentially trigger the Bloodhall Priest with one of my Insolent Neonates and then give it haste with the Olivia's Bloodsworn. Although we do draw a card with the Insolent Neonate whenever we do trigger the madness. So he's done nothing there. Got another mana, that's okay. I'm probably going to trigger one of the Insolent Neonates this turn. So we're going to discard a card. Let's get rid of the Abandoned Reason. So I'm trying to empty out my hand to make the Bloodhall Priest more useful. So I'm going to try and play out next turn. What's he got? Fiery Impulse. He's going to nuke down my Olivia's Bloodsworn, I would assume. Yes, he is. So we are going to deal 2 damage to his face, and we are going to draw a mana. Okay. Taking down to 13. So maybe we're playing like a red-blue control deck. Maybe I didn't give him enough credit. So he's going to tap down Jace, draw a card, discard a card. We need something like an Incorrigible Youths, something like that, something powerful to actually... I just feel like I've been a bit unlucky so far these last couple of games. I've just not got my most aggressive hands. Okay, so he has got rid of a Bedlam Reveler, so this is now saying to me that we're playing a Prowess deck. Potentially. Oh, no, we are playing a tutelage deck. Okay. So that's interesting. So what do we want to do here then? We do have another Olivia's Bloodsworn, which is nice. Let's keep up the aggression, guys. Okay, so we're going to swing for 3, take him down to 10. See what he does. Nothing there. Good, 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 good. So he's going to tap down Jace, throw away a card, yada yada yada. We get milled, whatever. I have answers in hand. See what I get milled for. Be interesting. So we're going to get tutelaged. What do we lose? So we lost 4 cards there, unfortunately, because we had all red there, which is annoying. So we finally hit a mana. So yeah, we've lost 2 Ravenous Bloodseekers, we've lost an Incorrigible Youths, and we've lost the other Abandoned Reason. What does our opponent have? So I'd like to get Bloodhall Priest down, ideally. I'd also like to kill this Jace before it does too much damage. I'd love one of my Fiery Impulses, potentially. Fiery Tempers, sorry. So he's going to get another card in his graveyard. So he won't quite be able to flip Jace yet. It's interesting that he decided to do that now. I suppose he's trying to mill me down as fast as possible. So we lost our third Olivia's Bloodsworn and a Furyblade Vampire. I think we've got most of the answers we need though to mount a successful... We're going to get 2 mana. Okay, that's annoying because I can't play out 2 mana on 1 turn, so I can't get Olivia's Bloodsworn down quite yet. So this takes him down to 7 if he doesn't remove my Olivia's Bloodsworn. Oh, come on. What is that? Is that an instant? Yeah, it is. That's really sucky. Well, at least he doesn't flip Jace. So next turn what I really want is maybe something a Madness Triggerer. So we get milled for 2. Unfortunately, there goes one of our Madness Triggerers. So we've got an Alchemist Vial, so he's going to draw a card, we get milled again. What do we lose? An Stensia Masquerade. Two of our Stensia Masquerades. I think we've only got one left in the deck. And we've also got Fevered Visions. Okay, that is really quite sucky. We are just getting milled down here incredibly quickly. We need something to help us out here. Avacyn's Judgment could have been good. We've got the Stensia Masquerade, so I may just play out both of these this turn, just because I've got no other options and I kind of need to work quickly against the mill deck. Just going to deal 2 damage. So we're going to draw a card. We get a Stromkirk Condemned, okay. We get milled again because of the tutelage. Luckily, he can't use the tutelage's ability. I'm just going to get really unlucky today. Just these first 2 games have just been really quite horrible to try and deal with. So as this, each player draws a card. Oh, he's got 2nd Fevered Visions. That is ridiculous. I think we're going to get milled down here before we can actually win, unfortunately. So we've got Heir of Falkenrath. Fiery Temper would have been useful. We get milled down twice. Yeah, this tutelage, oh my god, I really detest tutelage decks right now. Okay, what we can do here is discard you. You do 2 damage. Deal 2 damage to you. What's he going to do? I think he's going to block this one, I would guess. So if we survive the next turn, we might be okay. Depends how many cards he can draw. So yeah, you now can't attack. So basically this all depends on how many cards he can mill us down for. Do we have any Fiery Tempers left? We've got 1 there. So we still have 3 Fiery Tempers left in the deck. So like I said, this turn really depends on if he can mill us down. If he can't, I think we might win. So there goes the Alchemist Vial again, so we can stop one of our creatures attacking. So what we really need is a Fiery Temper. So he draws another card there. We're at 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can't trigger the tutelage's card draw mechanic, luckily. Because we've got 6 damage here. He can block one of these. But then at least 2 damage goes through from... So he could potentially block that one. And then 2 damage goes through. This is close. Basically what we need is a Fiery Temper. So he could, like I said, he can block one of these. He can stop one of these attacking. We swing with the other 2. He blocks that one. We push through 3 damage. So if we've got a Fiery Temper, we win. So we get milled down twice more here because of the Fevered Visions. I'm looking for the fire. Oh, there's 2. Oh, we might be alright here, guys. Are we going to get lucky? That's the final Fiery Temper. It is not. Come on, Fiery Temper. Yes! I am a little bit happy about that. I think that may be the winner. Unless he's got a counter in hand. Because both of these have attacked now. He stopped that one attacking. He's too late for that. So we pushed through at least 2 damage here. I think he's got Gite Blast, okay. Have we just won? Because I would be amazed if we've just won. So we're pushing through 6 damage there. What else has he got? Gite Blast, he's going to Gite Blast you. So he no longer has enough mana open for a counter. So that was the only card which would have won it for us there. The only card, and we managed to top it. Screw you, tutelage decks. Screw you, is all I can say. Oh my god, that felt awesome. I think we've got time for a third game, guys. Let's go for a third game. Okay, guys, here we are for the final game of today. I believe that was the rank 40 Jesse ST, something like that. I am going to keep this hand. We've got the double madness triggerer, so come on, game. Maybe he's either quitting or is he trying to preserve his... He's got 62 cards in. Yeah, there we go. He has been replaced by the... I thought he was going to. Because he's a rank 40, he's obviously concerned about losing his ranking, so has obviously pulled the plug on his Ethernet cable and is chumping it out. What a git. Okay, so we've got red deck wins. So we need some way of blocking you. So I'm probably going to drop the Furyblade Vampire here just because it actually trades with this one rather than the Heir of Falkenrath, which does not. No, I do not want to throw away a card. Thank you very much, game, because it does it at the start of every combat, including the one that you play it on. Okay, red and blue. Maybe we've got a prowessy type deck. So that is now going to go up to a 3-2. So that will swing. So do I block this one? Stop it getting prowessed? I think I do. Because otherwise it's going to be really difficult to deal with. So maybe I shouldn't have done that actually. That may have been a little bit silly, because especially as I've not got the third mana that I need. So what am I going to do here then? Like, I need the third mana for the Stensia Masquerade, ideally. This thing has to swing every turn. Okay, so we've got some... Maybe some kind of like red-blue tempo, maybe? With the Frostlinks? Because that doesn't untap until my next turn now, so he can then just swing with that one. That could have traded. So yeah, that's now 4-3, so a lot more difficult to deal with, unless we can find a... what's what I'm looking for? Unless we can find ourselves a Fiery Temper, that one is going to be really, really tough to deal with. We've also got the Abandoned Reason, which we could potentially use next turn to block it, so we may have to take the 4 damage here. So we're going to go down to 13. And then, yeah, I think we may have to use the Abandoned Reason next turn, just as a blocking. So, yeah, we won't do that because we need to be able to block this one next turn. So we'll go down to 11. Got another Heir of Falkenrath, but what we really want to do here is hold these open as blockers. So we'll skip attack. And like I said, we're going to flip you and then give both of these first strike. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with the Frostlinks. That's definitely going to deal 2 damage to us this turn. May just have to trade it away. Okay, we've got the Whirler Rogue, so that can make that unblockable. Okay, this is probably going to be a loss. I can see why this guy... Oh, this guy's such a scum for, like, just... So he can make that unblockable, can't he? Yeah, tap 2 untapped artifacts you control, that creature becomes unblockable. So he decided not to do that, which is interesting. So we can block you, discard a card, the Abandoned Reason. Confirm, gives both of these first strike. Doesn't really matter which one gets it because either of them are going to be able to trade. So then you flip to the Child of the Night. So he does get the Infectious Bloodlust back. We go down to 9. Okay, we do have the third mana here, so I could Stensia Masquerade, but I feel as though that's probably going to be some kind of death sentence. So maybe just the Heir of Falkenrath here. So we can block one of the Thopters this turn. We could potentially block another one with the Olivia's Dragoon if we just toss away something like the Bloodsworn maybe. Or a Stensia Masquerade, which we don't necessarily need to play out. Okay, so he's played out the Scrapyard Mongrel, which is a 5/3 creature. He can still make something unblockable with the 2 Thopters. See what he does. I'm in a bit of a bad way here. Unless I get something like a Fiery Temper, which I can burn down you with, I think I'm going to be in a bad way for a while. Okay, what do we do here then? Maybe just drop the Olivia's Bloodsworn. Not the best play ever. Just trying to think what I can do here. I mean, I can block you. That would take 2 damage. I might swing with this one. See what he does. See which one see if he blocks with anything. Like if he blocks with the 5/3, I could then Stensia Masquerade, give it first strike, because it won't really trade that favourably with anything else. See what the AI does. So he's blocking. Oops, no, that's back. So I want to block you first, block you second. Then want to flip you, drop the Stensia Masquerade, which will kill the 5/3. That was exactly what I wanted the AI to do there. I mean, the Thopter's going to... No, it won't kill us, actually. It'll just deal 1 damage to us, because we would have killed this one first. It just deals 1 damage. Awesome. Cool. That worked out pretty well, actually. That was about the best scenario that I could hope for, him blocking with the Scrapyard Mongrel. So we potentially want to get the Olivia's Bloodsworn out now, as it now has first strike. He's got another blooming Scrapyard Mongrel. That's ridiculous. Okay, we really do need the Fiery Temper now. I wish there was some way of giving my vampires vigilance. That would make this deck pretty much complete. So he's going to swing with both of these. Interesting. Do I take the 4 damage, or do I block, say, for example, the Whirler Rogue? I'm going to block the Whirler Rogue. Just because what's he got? Oh, the Titan Strength. You are joking. Oh no, the Titan Strength. That one. Okay, interesting. So we go down to 4. What do we want here then? Do we drop the Bloodhall Priest and kill one of the Thopters? No, that won't kill the Thopters, unfortunately. We'll trade with the 5/3, however. Could really do with Avacyn's Judgment as well. So I'm going to drop the Bloodhall Priest. I mean, it won't get the bonus of the... so unless he's got another Titan Strength in hand, we should be okay. So we can block you 2 and trade with you. So we're going to swing with these 2. Okay. So I'm going to block you and probably block you as well, just in case. I mean, if he's got another Titan Strength, so be it. What else has he got? A Barrage Ogre. Sacrifice an artifact, Barrage Ogre. Oh my god, you're joking. Well, at least you can't do that this turn, so we've potentially got the Fiery Temper. Nope, of course we've not got the Fiery Temper. Game. So that is basically a... No, it's not quite a loss yet. This one can't block, so I may as well just drop it. But no, because he can... I don't know, actually. I think we could be okay here. I'm going to swing with you. Just trying to do the maths here. So, say for example he swings with this one as well. He then can't tap it down. We'd take 2 damage from you and have to block with you potentially. Still do that Avacyn's Judgment game. Come on. Come on. So he has decided to just ping us for 2. He can then swing with the Thopter if he wants to. He could have lethal in hand. We need the Fiery Temper to kill you, ideally. Fiery Temper, come on. Oh, Esperzoa. Okay, that would mean he'd either have to bounce back this one or this one. I need to kill this one, basically, I think. So, give me... Oh, come on. A mana? Ugh, we have flooded out. Like, for vampires, we have flooded out a little bit. We have flooded out a teeny weeny bit. So, I think that's basically game over, unfortunately. Because we can't block him just pinging us with the Barrage Ogre, unfortunately. So not the best showing for the Madness Vampires. Like the other day on stream, I did absolutely amazing with this deck. Absolutely amazing, and it's all just gone to crap while doing the YouTube recording, so great. But yeah, I think that's game over. We'll let him have, we'll let the AI have this. This guy's a complete chump, disconnecting right at the beginning and letting the AI deal with it, because basically he doesn't want to lose his rank. I can, you know, kind of understand why, but, you know, talk about scumming it up a little bit. So yeah, that's a defeat. Lose our rank 40, but pff, whatever. We're at rank 39. Ooh, almost completed both of those quests there. It's a shame. Up to 10,000 gold, so only 2,000 away from being able to buy the entire Kaladesh set. I should be able to get that in the next 3 weeks, say, I think, before it comes out. It's only like 200 gold a day for the next 10 days, or even less if I want to push it out even longer. So it's basically just come on, complete daily quest, win 2 matches, and then I've basically almost got my gold that I need up until Kaladesh drops, so I should be fine. So I'll leave it here for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.